Some of y'all aren't really ready for the truth because you don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to have to look at yourself in the mirror and recognize that you're the reason why things aren't getting done. You're the reason why you're broke. You're the reason why you keep procrastinating. You're the reason why you're not reaching the goals. But that's where the growth is. We're going to do the morning show in a few minutes, but I wanted to give you guys this. You've got to look from within. There are things about you that's holding you back time and time and time again. You would rather scroll social media all day than just start your business that you've claimed you've wanted to start for years. You would rather sit on the phone and talk to your girlfriends about nothing. Y'all not even talking about nothing. You're not talking about no business. You're not talking about fixing your credit. You're not talking about buying no house. You're not talking about nothing but Cardi B and her baby daddy problems. Like, make it make sense. You would rather sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours to just live in a fantasy world instead of get up and live the life that you've always wanted to live. And at some point, you're going to have to confront yourself and look, this is why these things are not happening for me. This is why. Some of you guys are on TikTok shop all day buying stuff that you know you can't afford. Some of you guys are bouncing from TikTok live to TikTok live to just get this dope of motivation instead of just going out and doing the actual thing that would change your entire life forever. And at what point are you going to realize, hey, this isn't working? I have been scrolling social media for the past 5 years, listening to people talk about business. I think it's time for me to get my ass up and start this daggone business by now. I think it's time for me to tell my friends, look, I can't hang out with y'all this weekend. I can't talk on the phone tonight. I got to work on this. I got to finish this. I got to lock in on this. You're not even willing to do that. My goal for my content on any platform is to make you uncomfortable. I want you to be so uncomfortable that you no longer have a choice but to change. Because if I just give you this, oh, it's okay, I understand you tried, just try harder again tomorrow, it's going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same exact shit because you're still in your comfort zone. You're being coddled. You're being told that it's okay. No, it's not okay. And then some of you guys are so afraid to fail. But my thing is, you fail every day. Every day you're failing because you're going to a job that you absolutely hate. That's not failing to you. Every single day, every single week, you get your paycheck, you're broke. You're broke. Every single day you wake up and you're not happy. Every single day you wake up and you're stressed. You don't even get to live the life that you want to live because you're so afraid of failing to realize you're already failing. According to your talking points, according to the things that you guys say in my comments, then you're already failing. When was the last time you went on a vacation that you could actually afford? Not one that you put on Afterpay or Klarna, but one that you could actually afford. One that you could pay cash for. One where you got to stay where you wanted. You got to take the first class flights. You got to eat the foods that you wanted. It wasn't no budget trip. You actually got to do what you wanted to do. When was the last time you did that? Some of y'all don't even know. But you're so afraid to start the business because you're so afraid to fail, failing to realize you're already failing. Because you're already living a life you're not happy with. You're already stressed. You're already unhappy. You're already depressed, anxious, robbing Patrice to pay Paula. So what are we really afraid of? You want to know what you're really afraid of? You're afraid of stepping out of that comfort zone. That comfort zone of scrolling all day. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of putting your money where your mouth is. In other words, actually doing the thing that you claim you want to do. You have been talking about this business and this content for years, and you still haven't done it. You have been talking about going back to school and getting this degree, and you still haven't done it. You have been talking about losing this weight and getting healthy, and you still haven't done it. Because you don't want to get off of the apps. You don't want to fail, so you'd rather just sit around and talk about it. Girl, listen, listen. Some of y'all, I don't know what world you live in, but in the real world, you got to work for the thing that you say you want. Just like you have to go to your job and work for your paycheck that you get every 2 weeks. I don't know why you live in this land of delusion where you think that you don't have to work for your business. You don't have to work for your weight loss. You don't have to work to fix your credit. You don't have to work for your degree or whatever it is you're trying to do. You really believe that these things just fall into your lap by watching content about it. Wow. Wow, there is such a disconnect between watching and doing, and your comfort zone and where you're at. You just want to watch. You just want to watch. You want to watch people talk about business, but you don't want to start it. You want to watch people talk about weight loss, but you don't want to get up and meal prep. You don't want to go get your steps in. You don't want to go to the gym. You just want to watch about it. You want to watch about people talk about how to fix your credit, but you don't actually want to stop spending the money that you don't have. You don't want to do that part. You just want to watch about it. You are just a watcher. And then have the audacity to sit around and complain with your friends and your family about why things aren't going well for you. Well, that's a choice. That's what you want. Because if you truly wanted to change, you would do it. You've watched countless videos on how to do X, Y, and Z. You already know the steps, but you're not doing the steps. Why? Because that's going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and potentially fail. Failing to realize you're already failing. You're already failing. I was more miserable and unhappy when I had that job that I hated so much, my 9 to 5, but I was living the status quo. I was living the quote unquote dream life that people tell you to live and to aspire to create when you're in high school and when you're in college. I did that. Went to college, got a bachelor's degree, $40,000 in debt. Now I'm working this 9 to 5, making $60,000 a year, and this was before COVID. Okay, this was before inflation. I'm 23 years old. A 23-year-old making $60,000 a year plus overtime, no children. That was the dream life before COVID. Before rent prices got to $2,000, and I was still broke because I had the fancy car. I had the expensive gym membership. I was eating out every day, going to happy hour, doing all these things, and broke as hell. Had no structure, no guidance, no sense of self, caring what people thought, because that's how most people live their life, caring what people think. The only reason why you're afraid to start the business is because you care way too much about people think. And the crazy thing is, these people that you care about, they're not paying not near one of your bills. When was the last time these people that you care so much about had half on your rent? When was the last time these people that you care about, you can call if something happens and you need some money? They not. But yet you care so much about what people think of you. I was the most unhappiest. I was the most miserable, the most depressed, the most insecure when I was living life the way you're supposed to live it. It wasn't until I stepped out of that, when I started my first business, when I started creating content, when I started showing up for myself, when I lost all that weight. I lost 100 pounds. And that 100 pounds that I lost did not come from watching YouTube videos on how to lose weight. It came from getting up, cooking my foods at home, going to the gym, actively lifting the weights. I hired a personal trainer. I didn't watch a personal trainer on social media talk about weight loss. I did the thing. I didn't sit around and watch YouTube videos on how to create content. I did the creating the content. I actually got my ass up. I hit record, and then I uploaded the video on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, day after day after day after day. None of the things that I achieved came from watching. I didn't watch countless videos on how to grow a business. I did trial and error, did something for a little while, it didn't work, pivoted, did something for a little while, didn't work, pivoted again, and figured it out. Some of y'all aren't even, you're so afraid to even try because you're looking at it as a failure. But let me tell you this, you're already failing. If you're unhappy, if you're miserable, if you're broke, if you're insecure, if you don't have boundaries, if you let people walk all over you, you are already failing. So what more do you have to lose? Make sure you guys join the Patreon if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.